If you are 65 or older and on Medicare, your Part B premium is now $202.90 a month. That is over $2,400 a year coming out of your Social Security check or your bank account, and it went up $17.90 from last year with no personal notice sent to you. What most people on Medicare do not know is that there are specific situations right now where you are legally entitled to pay less, and the government is not going to tell you about them. By the end of this, you will know exactly what to check, what forms exist, and what calls to make. The rules around Medicare premiums change every single year. The Centers for Medicare and Medicaid Services, CMS, sets new amounts every November. They do not send you a personal explanation. They do not walk you through your options. What I do on this channel is track these changes and break down exactly what you can do about them. The people who are subscribed find out in time to act. The ones who are not tend to find out after they have already spent months paying a higher premium they could have reduced or eliminated. Hit subscribe, turn on the bell, and let us get into it. There are 5 things about your Medicare premium right now that most people never find out. We are going to go through each one. Number 1. Your premium just jumped nearly 10%, and most people have no idea why. The standard Medicare Part B premium for 2026 is $202.90 per month. In 2025, it was $185. That is an increase of $17.90 every single month, which works out to $214.80 more per year coming out of your pocket. If you are on Social Security, this is automatically deducted from your check. You may have noticed your payment looked a little smaller this year and assumed it was just how things work. It is not random. That $17.90 increase was announced quietly in November of 2025 and took effect January 1st, 2026. Here is what most people do not realize. You did not get a phone call. You did not get a plain language letter explaining the increase. You got a statement. Most people glance at the number, assume it is correct, and move on. But the number on that statement is only the beginning of the conversation, not the end of it. Almost nobody reads past that figure to ask whether there is anything they can do about it. Number 2. If your income dropped, you may be paying a premium based on money you no longer earn. This is one of the most overlooked and most painful parts of how Medicare works. The Social Security Administration determines what you pay for Medicare Part B using your tax return from 2 years ago. Right now in 2026, they are looking at your 2024 income. Not your income today, your income from 2 years ago. Think about what that means in real life. You retired in late 2024. You went from a salary of $130,000 down to $55,000 in Social Security and a small pension. But the SSA is not looking at your current income. They are looking at that $130,000. And based on that number, they are charging you a Part B premium that is hundreds of dollars higher than what your neighbor pays. You open your Medicare statement, you see a premium that feels wrong. It is wrong. But because you never knew this rule existed, you never said a word. Almost nobody knows that a formal correction process exists for exactly this situation. It is called an IRMAA appeal, and it begins with a single form. The form is SSA 44. Its full title is Medicare Income Related Monthly Adjustment Amount Life-Changing Event. You fill it out, you attach documentation showing your income has changed, and you submit it to your local Social Security office. The qualifying events that allow you to file this form include retirement, divorce, death of a spouse, reduction in work hours, loss of income-producing property, and loss of pension income. If any of those apply to you since the tax year they are using to calculate your premium, you may be able to get your premium recalculated right now. Overpayments you have already made can be returned to you. Future premiums adjust going forward. The SSA phone number is 1-800-772-1213. You can also download Form SSA 44 directly from ssa.gov. Number 3. Higher earners on Medicare are paying up to $690.90 a month for Part B alone, and a single dollar of income can push you into a higher bracket. If your income in 2024 was above $109,000 as a single filer, or above $218,000 as a married couple filing jointly, you are subject to something called IRMAA. That stands for Income-Related Monthly Adjustment Amount. It is a surcharge on top of the standard $202.90 premium, and it is calculated on a sliding scale with 5 tiers. At the first tier, a single filer earning between $109,000 and $137,000 pays $284.10 per month instead of $202.90. That is an extra $81.20 every single month. At the highest tier, a single filer earning over $500,000 pays $628.90 per month for Part B alone. Add Part D drug coverage surcharges, and a couple at the top tier can be paying over $1,000 a month in Medicare premiums combined. Here's the part that catches people off guard. These brackets have hard cutoff lines. If your 2024 income was $109,001 instead of $108,999, you crossed into the first IRMAA tier. $1 more pushed your annual Medicare cost up by nearly $1,000. $1. Imagine this. You sold a small piece of investment property in 2024. You needed the cash. The sale pushed your income just over the bracket threshold. You did not think about Medicare at the time. Why would you? But now, in 2026, you are paying $81.20 more every single month because of that one transaction from 2 years ago. And because the SSA does not explain this in plain language, you may have no idea that the sale is the reason your premium is higher. If your income is near any of these bracket cutoffs, or if a one-time event like a property sale or Roth conversion pushed you over the line, you need to be having this conversation with whoever does your taxes or manages your retirement accounts. Because a one-time income spike can trigger IRMAA, and strategic planning around future income can prevent it. Number 4. Millions of people on Medicare qualify for a program that covers their premium entirely, and they are not enrolled because they never applied. This is the one that keeps me up at night. There is a set of programs called Medicare Savings Programs, sometimes called MSPs. These programs, administered through your state Medicaid office, are specifically designed to help Medicare beneficiaries with limited income. The most comprehensive one is called the Qualified Medicare Beneficiary Program, or QMB. If you qualify for QMB, the program pays your Part B premium of $202.90 in full. Every month. Gone. It also covers your Part A premium if you pay one, your deductibles, and your copays. In 2026, if your monthly income is roughly $1,255 or less as a single person, you may qualify for QMB. For married couples, the threshold is higher. There are also 2 additional tiers called SLMB and QI that cover the Part B premium at lower income levels, even if you do not qualify for the full QMB benefit. Here is the reality. Most people who qualify for these programs are not enrolled in them. The reason is simple. The system does not enroll you automatically. It does not send you a letter saying you might qualify. You have to apply at your state Medicaid office. And because the program is run by the states, not Medicare, most people who deal with Medicare every year never hear about it. Picture this. You are living on $1,100 a month in Social Security. Every month, $202.90 comes out of that check for Medicare Part B. You assume that is just the cost of being on Medicare. You have never been told that a program exists that would eliminate that deduction entirely. You are leaving $2,434 a year on the table, every year. Not because you did not qualify, because nobody told you to apply. To find your state Medicaid office and apply for a Medicare Savings Program, go to Medicare.gov or call 1-800-772-1213 and ask specifically about Medicare Savings Programs. Use those exact words. Number 5. There is a prescription drug program worth up to $5,700 a year that over 3 million eligible people are not enrolled in. Stay for this one. This is the step that takes about 15 minutes and can put thousands of dollars back in your pocket every year for prescriptions you are already buying. It is called Extra Help, also known as the Part D Low Income Subsidy, or LIS. It is run by the Social Security Administration. According to the SSA, this program has an average annual value of $5,700 per person. It covers your Part D drug plan premium, your drug deductible, and dramatically reduces your copays at the pharmacy. With full Extra Help in 2026, you pay no more than $12.65 for brand name drugs and no more than $5.10 for generics. Once your total out-of-pocket drug spending reaches $2,100 in the year, every covered prescription is free for the rest of that year. In 2026, if your monthly income is $2,015 or less as a single person, or $2,725 or less as a couple, and your resources are below certain limits, you likely qualify. Resources include things like savings and checking accounts. A home you live in, a car, and personal property generally do not count. Here is what most people do not know. You must apply separately. If you qualify for a Medicare Savings Program, you are typically enrolled in Extra Help automatically. But if you do not qualify for a Medicare Savings Program and still meet the Extra Help income limits, you have to apply on your own. And because the SSA does not proactively notify you, millions of eligible people pay full price for prescriptions year after year while this benefit sits unclaimed. You can apply for Extra Help by calling the SSA at 1-800-772-1213, by visiting ssa.gov, or by going into any local Social Security office in person. The application takes about 15 minutes. If you are approved, you can be saving hundreds of dollars at the pharmacy before the end of the month. Let us go through what we covered. 1. Your Part B premium jumped to $202.90 in 2026, an increase of $17.90, with no personal explanation sent to you. 2. If your income dropped due to retirement, divorce, or other life events, you may be paying a premium based on 2024 income you no longer earn, and Form SSA 44 at ssa.gov is how you correct it. 3. IRMAA surcharges on Part B range from $81.20 to $487 per month above the standard premium, and a single dollar of income can push you into a higher bracket. 4. Medicare savings programs like QMB can eliminate your Part B premium entirely if your income qualifies, but you must apply at your state Medicaid office because enrollment is never automatic. 5. Extra Help for prescription drugs is worth up to $5,700 a year, available if your monthly income is under $2,015 as a single person, and you apply in 15 minutes at 1-800-772-1213 or ssa.gov. Subscribe so you find out when these numbers change again. Share this with anyone you know on Medicare who is watching their Social Security check get smaller every month and has never heard any of these options explained. One conversation can change what they pay for the rest of their life. I will see you in the next one.